everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. How are we all doing? Today I thought we could do a get ready with me everyday makeup look. I'm going to be showing you some of my favourite products that some are new, some are ones I've had for ages, and yeah, I did a get ready with me on my Instagram, but it was such a long time ago. I think it was in summer, and I've kept a few of the same products, but a lot of them have changed, so I thought let's do it on here. I'll link everything I use below and let's get started. I'm going to be using, you know, everyone has those clips where it's like it stops your hair from creasing. Well, I don't have them yet and I keep meaning to order them, so I'm just going to use like the ones I use when I do my hair, for like when I Dyson it and stuff. So I'm just going to pop these here just to keep my hair out of my face. Looks a bit strange, but we're just gonna go with it. Okay, if I keep looking here, it's because my mirror's here. But I will try and remember to keep looking up so you can see what I'm doing. But, oh, I just need to quickly dampen my beauty blender, so I'm going to go and do that now. Okay, now that's done. So I've already done all my skincare, like my moisturiser and stuff like that. So I'm just going to go straight in and use the Elemis Superfood Glow Priming Moisturiser, which is this one here. And I love this especially for like a glowy look. My everyday makeup, I kind of like it to be a bit dewy, kind of a natural looking. I don't really like the look that I'm wearing too much makeup, so everything I'm using is fairly natural. And this just really adds like a nice, can you see? It's like a nice little shine to the skin. Excuse my skin at the minute. It's not loving me right now. But nevertheless, so yeah, I just rub this all in, almost like a moisturiser, and it just preps the skin, makes it nice and glowy, and yeah, I just think it's such a nice base, and my makeup goes on so much better when I've got this on. So yeah, okay, and then next, this is actually a new one for me. It's the Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Foundation. So I've heard so many good things about this. I know I mentioned it, I think in, might be my first vlog, I think I mentioned this. And I went and got like the colour match done. Annoyingly they didn't have it in stock at the time, but I've managed to order it, and yeah, I've tested it out a little bit, but I haven't actually done a full face of it yet. So first impressions, I'm just gonna put a little bit there, and I'm just gonna like work my way in with this because I don't want to go too heavy. I would rather like start off with not much at all and then work my way in. And I'm actually going to use a foundation brush. I, for ages, probably about a year now, have been using my beauty blender, which I do love, but I'm going to give this a go because it's the Charlotte Tilbury one I brought last time when I had, it's one of their foundations, I can't remember what it was, but it's their Charlotte Tilbury, just their foundation brush. I'm assuming they still sell this. But yeah, I tried rubbing my makeup in the other day with a foundation brush, and it just sat a lot nicer on my skin and blended a lot better. So I look like I've got army paint on. So I'm just gonna blend this in. Oh, I love this already. Yeah, and I really like this foundation because it's a really good everyday foundation. It's such a nice coverage, it's not too heavy, it's a really buildable. Like, I'll definitely put another layer of this, but I just love how it sits on the skin. Apologies if the light's going to go a bit funny. I think it's about spraying. So I'm just going to go in again. Oh, it's so nice. I love it. So in this I'm using shade 3 Cool, which is just what the lady matched me as. We were quite torn between Cool and 3 Neutral. I think this one is just a bit more of a pinky tone, which suits my skin better. Okay, I've just moved the camera a bit because it was making me look really pale over there, and it's not in real life. So yeah, I think that's a bit better. Anyway, so I've done 2 coats of this, and I think it's sat really nicely on my skin. Okay, so I'm now going to go in with concealer, and this is the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop Contour Concealer. I have this in light ivory. This is really good, honestly. It's about £3 at most, I want to say. I got this about maybe a year ago. Oh no, probably less than a year ago. And it's so good. Like, just get it from Superdrug. and I tend to just put a little bit around my eye, brighten up a bit there, a little bit on my T-zone maybe. And then I'm gonna go in with the Beauty Blender and just blend that all in, just to brighten up the eye area. Okay, and then once that's all rubbed in, I am going to go in with the NARS Soft Matte Complete Concealer in shade Custard. And it's fresh out the pot. Don't you love it when it's like that? Just did a little dance. So I'm just going to use a tiny little brush for this one. And this is literally just to go over like my blemishes and stuff that just tends to be where my makeup comes off the most. And yeah, I find putting this on with the brush and then just blending sort of like the outside area of the spot rather than blending it over, because I obviously don't want to move the product once I've put it on. So, oh, I'm so impressed with that colour match. Okay, and then I'm just going to blend around the area where I put it, obviously making sure that I don't go over the spot because I want to keep that product in. And wow, I'm so happy with that. Yay, good colour match. Okay, and then now I'm going to move on to powder. I'm using the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish. That's a bit of a tongue twister. And I've got this in the shade Fair. So I'm basically, with this, I'm just going to go over like my T-zone, under my eyes and a little bit on my chin where I really want to set that product in. And it's also the areas where I'm like prone to go a little bit shiny. So I put a bit of that on. And what I love about this is, because obviously the foundation is meant to be quite dewy, this like will set the product but it doesn't make you look too matte, which is what I like, because I don't really like a matte finish. I'm more of like a dewy, soft kind of look. Oh, that's such a good product. And you need hardly any. I put like a tiny bit on my brow. Okay, so now we've done the base of my makeup, I'm going to go on to brows. I use the Precisely My Brow Pencil by Benefit, and I've used this for years and years and years, and I honestly swear by it. I love it so much. What I love about it is, if I can show you, it's such a fine tip. Can you see that? Which means you can create like really, really natural brush strokes. I've actually got the mini one at the minute because I don't really do much to my brows in the week. When I'm at work, I just brush them up and put like a little bit of gel on. So I've recently ordered the mini because I don't need to get the big one really anymore. So I am going to use a spoolie on this brush just to brush my brows up. Like that. And I really don't do much to my brows at all, to be honest. I naturally have quite thick bushy brows anyway, so all I do with this is, I'll show you on here, let's move this out of the way, let's zoom you in a little bit. Okay, so I'm gonna have to get the mirror because, oh, I can see a bit on here, but it's just easier if I have it on here, but I will obviously show you what I'm doing. So I literally make a very faint line at the front of my brow just to give it a little bit of an outline, because I have a few like sparse areas around the front, and then I'm just going to make a few natural hair strokes just to fill that in a tiny bit. I don't like to do too much around the front area because I like the fluffy look at the front of the brow, and then I make sure to outline the arch, just follow it through here where that would naturally finish, and then I'm gonna like fluff that out so it's not too bold. So I'm just gonna go in and fill this one in, and then once they're like a little bit more filled in, I then use the Benefit Gimme Brow. There we go, it's a really fine brush. This will be in the shade 2 as well, and with this I just go in before I do my brow gel. It's not focusing. And I just brush through the brows. And this is such a good product. It just almost gives the effect of like more hair strokes, more hairs, a fuller brow. and it really like highlights your natural hairs and just add that little bit of colour on them. Like that. I like to brush my brows up but then sort of smooth them down on the arch because I don't like them to look too wild at the end. And then once I've done that, I go in with the 24-hour brow setter. Now this, I absolutely love this product. It keeps your brows in place, like it says, for 24 hours. At the end of the day, my brows haven't budged. This is such a good product. I really like this. You can get all 3 of these products in like a little kit, and it's definitely cheaper than buying them all separately, so worth looking for that. And then this, I use the same technique that I did with the Gimme Brow. I just brush that part of my brow up and then I smooth it down a little bit at the arch. And then yeah, that will just keep them in place all day, which is what we love. So next, once I've done that, I'm gonna go in to eyeshadow. So I don't do an awful lot of eyeshadow. Some days I don't do it at all, but I just find the colour that I'm gonna use really like brightens my eye, makes it stand out a little bit more, gives a bit more structure to my face. So I use the Naked Urban Decay palette, which I've had for about, I don't know how many years, a long time, and I'm going to use the shade Naked, which as you can see I've used a lot of. If I haven't got this on me, because obviously it's quite big, so like if I'm travelling or staying at someone's house, I will just use whatever bronzer I'm using because then the colour matches in really well. So I've just got a really fluffy brush. These are all from Spectrum, so I'm going to go in with that. Tap it off on my hand so there's not too much product on there. I literally just blend it in around the lid. Sorry, I need the mirror again. Yeah, just blend that in all over the lid and like really focusing in the crease of my eye. Yeah, if you can see there, it's just a little bit more defined, and it tends to make my eyelashes, no, my eyes like pop a bit more. And whilst we're on this eye, I'm going to show you what I do at the very edge of my eye, just so you can see the comparison. So I'm going to get a really, really small angled brush. Any will do, but this one is from Spectrum. This is A17. And I'm going to go in with a slightly darker shade. And I'm going to use the shade Buck. So you can see I haven't really used much of this because you literally need the tiniest bit. And I'm basically going to like angle it at the end of my eye. Should we zoom you all the way in? Let's do that. Okay, and then with this, I'm literally going to like pull the side of my eyelid out ever so slightly. And then I like to just sort of go over my lash line with the darker brown. And angle it out a little bit. So yeah, I'd start like halfway through my eyelid and then I just do the edges and pull it out a little bit. And because it's eyeshadow, it's like a fluffy, fluffy look. I basically use this as an eyeliner pretty much. So I'm going to zoom you back out. Okay, and then I don't know if you can you see the difference? Yeah, so this one just adds a lot more depth to my eye. And yeah, that's about it. That's all it does. It just makes my eye like pop a bit more. So, and then I'm just going to, underneath my eye, go in again with this same brush and just whatever product is left, I'm just going to go under my eye and just brush that under there on my lash line. And it basically just gives the illusion of a bigger eye because my eyes are so small. Okay, so I'm going to quickly do the same to the other lid. Okay, and then I'm just going to go in with mascara. So I use the Roller Lash by Benefit. So far all the products I've used are pretty much Charlotte Tilbury and Benefit, but once you find a good product, you just stick to it, don't you? So yeah, mascara. Okay, that's my mascara done. I find it so hard not to try and pull weird faces when I'm doing mascara. Okay, so next up I'm going to go in with, this is the Bare Minerals Blonzer. It's basically a blusher and a bronzer, like mixed all in one, and it is the most beautiful colour. Let me get this open. Look at that, so pretty. It's like a really nice peachy kind of tone, and it's really, really buildable, but you don't need much at all. So I'm honestly just gonna tap that on there, tap it off. I used to always blow my product off, but I've heard that it's like not good because you're obviously putting your germs on the brush and putting it on your face. So I'm really trying to get out of the habit of that. But what I do with this is just like a bronzer, go around. I use this as a bronzer. I know it's like a blusher and a bronzer, but it's just like that really nice kind of like mixed colour. So I'm just going to go in with this. Sort of like where the sun would hit. Blend it in on the neck. And then all over, just like my forehead. And this just basically, I feel like, brings the whole look together and makes me look a lot more alive, a lot more put together. And yeah, it just like really finishes the look, I think, with this. And it's, can you see that? Look at the difference. Like, works as such a nice contour on your cheeks. I love it. And then again on that, oh, see, I did it. Did it. Okay, same again on the other side. On the jawline. It's like a little song. On the forehead, bring it down. You can tell I'm not a makeup artist, can't you? I'm like, bring it down. But yeah, you know, where the sun would hit. And I just like really like to brush that in and blend it so that it's nicely smoothed in. And then with whatever product is on the brush, I don't go back in with this because obviously it is quite pigmented, but I just go on the end of my nose. That like sun-kissed kind of look, which is what we all want. Yay, see, it just looks so much nicer. I love this product. Definitely recommend. I'm gonna say, out of all these products, I think this is my favourite one. I think this is my favourite. Okay, and then lastly, I'm going to use the Iconic London Power Pink. It's their cream blush, and I love this product. It's so nice. I sometimes just put them on. If I'm having like a no makeup day, I will just use my By Terry, what's it called? What's it called? By Terry Sunny Flash. So whatever, that's the shade. The product, I'll link it, but sometimes I'll mix out my moisturiser and then I'll just put a few little bits like this. Can you see on my finger? I've literally just popped a few blobs on there and I go into like the apples of my cheeks and just like pat that in. And this is such a nice product to blend. It's so nice. Yeah, it just blends really easy. And you can already see the difference there. Same on the other side. And then tiny, tiny bit on my nose. Blend that out. And then we have the finished look. I'm gonna take these out. It has, as expected, crimped my hair a little bit. You can see that? But it's fine, we'll work with it. I don't do anything to my lips. I just don't suit lipsticks or lip glosses. The most I will do is put like a little bit of lip balm, which I'm going to go and do in a minute. But this is the finished look. My hair's dried so much during that video. So yeah, it's a very like natural finish, which is what I love just for like an everyday look. If I'm going out for dinner, I'll probably change the eyeshadow and that's about it. I don't do much of my makeup, I never really have, but these are my favourite products I'm absolutely loving at the minute, and definitely so impressed with these two. Really, really like these. That was the NARS concealer and the Charlotte Tilbury foundation. So yeah, that's the finished look. I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know down below your favourite products. I will link everything in the shades I'm wearing down below, and see you on the next one. Thanks guys.